Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust. First order of business is to approve the minutes of the May 7, 2013 meeting of the Trust, and I'd recognize a motion to that effect.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. We have one suburban school district application for funding from the Piedmont Public School District.
Mr. Chairman, as you said, this is from Piedmont Public Schools for suburban district funding. It's for $118,163.43. This is for Chromebooks, which is essentially laptop computers, and it is in the acceptable format.
Any questions? Seeing none, I'd ask for a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Next, we're being asked to approve the final plan and specifications for Classen School of Advanced Studies Phase 2 and authorize the Secretary to advertise for bids.
Mr. Chairman, this is the second project for Classen SAS that we've been anticipating. Is, if you'll recall, this was a project that we had at Classen SAS, and because of all the things that were found as we went along with the renovation that was approaching the 10% limit, we've broken it out into two projects. And this is that second project with final plans, and we're ready to proceed with this.
Are there questions? Seeing none, I'd recognize a motion for approval.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. We've got several change orders. I'd ask Mr. Todd to go through all of them, and then we'll vote on them all at the same time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First one is a architectural services amendment to a contract. And this is for Northeast Academy. This is due to some delays because of asbestos and timing and construction lengths. This is an increase, trying to find it, $84,566. Change order number 6 for Northeast Academy. Some small items, and probably the most substantial is item number 9, additional floor preparation. Prior to installation of new flooring, it was found that some floor was unstable. Then item 17 is time extension. It's $114,935. This is for extension of time because of various things. Most notably, as we went through the project, there was additional asbestos that was found, and when the asbestos is found, as they abate that asbestos, the contractor pretty much has to stand down and wait for that work to be completed. There were also some areas that the school did not allow us to follow the phasing plan as had been agreed and was planned, so there was some downtime on that. Moving on to the next change order, number 2 for Roosevelt. Most significant item number 5, $55,453. This is for a fire suppression system. The fire suppression system was always planned to be in there, but it was somewhat in reverse order. The point where it came into the building and extended down the hallway and served all of the classrooms. The classrooms at the far end of this project were completed first, and the fire marshal required that be connected at the time that we turned that over and not at the time we turned over the entire wing. So as each classrooms were given, we had to make additional arrangements to connect that system. Next one is change order number 3 for Webster Middle School. Item 1 is some unit ventilator piping that was inadvertently left out, some pipe covers, mostly just aesthetic type stuff. But as you'll notice, the total change order is a decrease. Moving on to the next one, change order number 5 for Capitol Hill Elementary. This should be the last change order. This is one of the change orders that we've seen many, many times, is that the project is essentially complete, but because we have contingency money and there are still things to do at the school, this is to spend that contingency money doing those things, and it's concentrated in the auditorium. So there's auditorium revisions on number 4 of $186,468. There's also up on number 1 some floor replacement. But it's mostly centered around the auditorium, curtain replacement of nearly $20,000, stage floor replacement of nearly $20,000, and a vestibule for $25,000. And as I said, this is contingency money. It also gets all the ADA requirements within the auditorium taken care of. Next change order is change order number 6 for Hawthorne Elementary. The school district's request, a storefront system will be provided in the cafeteria. That's item number 1. This, again, also is contingency money. Additional structural steel, item number 3, for a beam that was discovered during renovations. So that's all of the change orders, Mr. Chair.
Are there any questions about change orders? Yes.
Okay, first, Mr. Chair, I wanted to disclose publicly that I'm a member of the board of the Enterprise Northeast Academy of Health Sciences and Engineering. I don't believe that creates a conflict of interest, but if council disagrees, I will abstain on that item.
Go ahead. Is that what you had?
I just wanted to state that.
Oh, okay. Claudia?
And I just had a couple questions, just to follow up on your point. So on the Capitol Hill Elementary School, the auditorium revisions, it's not so much revision, but almost just that they had some contingency money available, and so this was almost an alternate?
That's right. There was substantial contingency money that we still had in that project. Okay. And what we like to do is do all the things that we can do at the schools with the money that we have available. So we went through and worked with the contractor on costs for that. So it's additional to the project that we had originally, but it's still within the project budget.
Okay. And then my next question is on Hawthorne Elementary, and this is just a very technical question. On item number 5, restroom revisions for Hawthorne, you've got an existing restroom door shorter than other doors within the school and must be replaced to match. Would that not be considered, so is the existing are these all new restroom doors?
I'm going to refer to let Todd Woodward handle that, our construction manager.
Todd Woodward with the Maps Office. Hi.
Hi.
During the design, we were in a money-saving mode. So a lot of the doors that were in good condition, we chose to leave, knowing that at the end of the project, we can come in and replace a few doors as needed. This happens to be one of those doors. It's shorter than the other doors, and there's a gap underneath it, and it just doesn't look right. So aesthetically, condition-wise, it's in good shape, but aesthetically, we're just doing what David mentioned and coming through and finishing up.
Right. So this wasn't a new door that came out shorter. That was like a defect on the part.
That is correct. It's an existing door that doesn't look right, so we're replacing it.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, I'd recognize a motion to approve all the change orders.
I move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Next item is to recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District Number 89 approve the revised maintenance bond for Classen School of Advanced Studies, approve partial acceptance of the project, and place the revised maintenance bond into effect as of October 11, 2012. Project EB14.
Mr. Chairman, this is the project that I had previously mentioned at Classen SAS that is now complete. We're asking for partial acceptance on this. There's still some issues with the building automation system, which is the heat and air, that still needs to get worked out, but everything else is completed, so we're asking for this partial completion.
Questions? None?
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
In the absence of our Vice Chair, I would ask if any consideration was given to a middle school gymnasium in the second phase project.
In the second phase, no, there is no gymnasium in that project. It's the items that were identified in the preliminary report and that we took out of essentially this project that we're looking at right now for partial completion.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
It's moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Next item is to grant a permanent sewer line easement for John Rex Elementary School project ES 35.
Mr. Chairman, this is for a sanitary sewer easement for the John Rex Elementary, which we've known previously as the downtown elementary. Because the trust is the landholder, we bring it to you for approval.
Any questions? Accept the motion for approval.
To approve.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second?
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Mr. Clowers.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Several items to bring you up to date on today. In Maps for Kids projects, there are 21 schools in construction. We're nearing completion on 10 of those. 7 are elementary schools, Arthur, Capitol Hill, Hawthorne, Monroe, Parmalee, Prairie Queen, and Rockwood. 1 middle school, Belle Isle Middle School, and then 2 high schools, Northeast Academy and Capitol Hill High School. As you recall, item 4 today, you approved final plans and specifications for the Phase 2 at Classen SAS. And then staff is reviewing dates and times for potential rescheduling of the groundbreaking at John Rex. You recall the groundbreaking was scheduled for May 24th, and it was canceled. So we'll find a time to reschedule that. I-89 bond projects, construction's ongoing for 6 elementary schools, classrooms, and gyms. Those are Wheeler, Monroe, West Nichols Hills, Parmalee, Hillcrest, and Pierce. And final plans and specs for the new gym location at Nichols Hills Elementary those are still in preparation. Final plans and specs for Heronville, Fillmore, Prairie Queen, Rockwood, and Eugene Field classroom and gyms are ongoing. The school board will reconsider the construction contract for gyms and classrooms at Mark Twain, Putnam Heights, Southern Hills, and Stanwaty at their June 6th meeting, and then that item will come back for your consideration on June 18th. Construction contract for classrooms and gyms at Adams, Bodine, Horseman, Kaiser, Buchanan, Gatewood, Johnston, and Oak Ridge will also be considered by the school board on June 6th and be back on your agenda here on June 18th. Then construction contract for Taft Stadium will be considered by the school board also on June 6th and will be on your agenda June 18th. And then the construction contract for the Spiegel Stadium will be considered by the school board on June 17th and will then appear on your June 18th agenda. Happy to respond to questions.
Any questions? Are there any comments by trustees, staff, citizens? Thank you. We're adjourned.